All righty, we are live, guys. Episode whatever of the Bearded Quail Men. I don't know if we want to count our live and in person one, but this is our first one since the live and in person. Before we get started, I want to thank our channel sponsor, Stray Dog Farm Supply. Oh yeah, look at Mr. Sean pointing to it. Um, they have good feed, and we love their feed. So
Good people.
yeah,
Hell yeah,
absolutely,
good people.
absolutely good people. Just want to give them a shout out if you are in Louisiana. Give them a shot on feed. I guarantee you'll have good results because I've never been a fan of doing a breeder feed, starter feed, and I tell you what, I don't think I'll ever not do it again. I should have listened to Mr. Shane Seal years ago, but here we are. We always
Yeah,
learn.
he was actually here today. He dropped off a ton of each here at the house for me, and that's why I do appreciate that, man. Not many of them stores will do that for you. Matter of fact, probably none of them. But he delivers straight to the farm, even when I'm not here. Takes my tractor, puts the feed in. Great family.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll be meeting up with them middle of October for Old Farmers Day.
Yeah, when you have good people like that, you got to support them.
Yeah, absolutely.
I need to get on that delivery list. You think he can make it over here? I ain't too far.
Yeah, well, you might be a hair out of his way, but I'm sure he could do something for you.
Yeah, absolutely. So what's been happening with you guys, Shane?
Pretty much. We've been processing quite a few quails. Just me and Hope had several out in the grow out pens, getting ready to set up our breeder cages. So of course, I mean, if y'all follow us, we've been doing a few videos, weighing some birds, trying to make sure that we're putting the right birds in the cages, then moving all our old birds out, and putting the birds that we need in there, getting ready for spring. So anything, of course, that didn't make weight or any surplus that we may have, and then we've been processing them. Some of them for butchered birds, and then some of them for pet food. Other than that, the day-to-day stuff here at the farm, taking care of the cattle and chickens, and now we got rabbits. Of course, Hope got me in the rabbit business now, so we got rabbits out there. And then Aaron ended up leaving a couple of rabbits here too, so I inherited them. So yeah, we've been pretty much doing our day-to-day business, and of course, Hope is on a ladies' trip right now with Melissa. And any of y'all come to the Gulf Coast Homesteading Convention, remember Miss Melissa that worked our table. Her and Hope's real good friends, and she wanted a weekend for her and Melissa to go do something. And normally every year I'll let them do their little thing, or it's a cruise or whatever. I'll just turn her and Hope loose and let her decompress, I guess, from the farm. And that's basically where she's at this weekend.
Yeah, I like Melissa. She was a real trooper for the convention.
She's a hammer, Bubba. I can tell you that right now.
Yeah.
She made me buy something. I bought something off my table.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I bought one of my own things.
Yeah, I bought
Yeah.
No negotiation. Get a hat, boy.
Yeah, no discount either. Yeah. So Sean, what's been going on with you?
We got our I don't know if y'all saw on our Facebook, but we got our well in yesterday.
Awesome.
Our new well.
Awesome. Yeah.
So that's pretty exciting. That's gonna get water all the way down to our pasture, and all the way down to the back of our place. We had a guy come out, and he's gonna trench it down to where we originally wanted. He's gonna do the rest for us for nothing. I thought that was pretty awesome. So we're just still trying to get the farm built on this new place, but it's all coming around. It's kind of neat to watch them drill that well. They punched 300 feet in half a day, and it's pretty cool. So we'll have all that trenched in, hopefully good for winter, so we won't be pulling hoses. We pulled hoses all last year.
Well, that's part of these USDA programs, huh, Sean?
Yeah, that's it. I mean, if anybody's on here and you have to, I think different states they're all different, but you have to have a certain amount of property. But if you haven't taken part in the NRCS program, you should. So
Yeah,
that
they,
would,
yeah, they got several good programs with them. I mean, we've matter of fact, our farm's registered with them. And the kids, when they first started, we got our first youth loan through them for the cattle, and it was great, low interest. It's a good program for the children if you got kids. So they have a lot of programs. You just need to ask about it.
It's all those things you need to research and get involved with it. Most of the people that work on those places are really cool. They're just like us. They want to help us. We're about to. If anybody is on in Texas, Texas just changed their grant program. It used to be a young farmer grant, so you had to be a young farmer. Well, and I mean we're a young farmer, but we're not young. You know what I mean? So we couldn't take part in it. They just got rid of that. It's just a farmer grant. And we talked with somebody I met in goats, and they did it, and it helped their farm out a bunch. So we're looking into that now. All those programs are good for anybody wanting to start a farm, and we need it.
Yeah, you just need a little boost every now and then, a little help, and I mean, like you said, you could, no matter where you at in life or your farm or homestead, whatever you want to classify yourself as, see what options they have available to you, and capitalize on it, and take. I mean, especially starting out, take all the help you could get.
Yeah, absolutely. You pay the money. I mean, if you worked like we have, I've worked since I was 15 year old. I mean, I was working a job that I had to pay taxes on from 15 on. You know what I mean? So it's your money. You might as well get a little bit of it back.
Yeah, you got 50 years of working, paying taxes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a long time, buddy.
Yeah. So, Mr. Dwight, what's been going on with you?
Same old thing, just getting quail ready like everybody else is. We bred a bunch of our rabbits so we could get things, kitted out and get them processed before really, really cold winter hits. So getting into that fall weather so we can kind of be cooler on them. When it's hot, rabbits don't do real well. Just trying to get things, ready, like we're talking about later for prepping for the winter. Just getting things ready because our winter is coming, pretty quick. We've already got some really, really cold nights here already. And you guys were talking about the NRCS. We're in with that too here. It's a really good thing, really good group for people to work with. Also, to go along with your NRCS, if you guys have, I don't know, do you guys have like local farm bureau meetings there where you're at, like in the counties where you live or the parishes? I don't know if you do.
Not that we know of. Not that we know of here. But
so you ought to look into that and see if like you have like a farm bureau chapter in the county where you're at, and like try to get in with those. Like we've been in with ours, and the people that was the president and the secretary had been there like 15 years, and they were finally getting older and they wanted to get out. So we voted another president, another vice president in. Sandy ended up getting voted in as the secretary, and I ended up getting on the board of directors. So trying to go with that as far as it was always selected to cattle. And like Shane always tells everybody too, cattle is great, but you have to have other things on your farm or cattle don't always sell. You have, a downtime when your cows is pregnant. You have nothing until those calves hit the ground and, when you're getting ready to process. So we've been doing a lot of inviting people coming to our farm bureau meetings that are, the like Kelly is like, the urban homestead. That's a lot of farming is where that's going. A lot of people don't have access to lots of acreage, so they're doing small plots. So if you can find your local farm bureau meetings, like anybody's on our live listening to us, go to one of their meetings and join that, because that's what helps us. The NRCS goes to those meetings also, so you'll get to see all those grants and stuff, there'll be somebody there speaking about that. So that's a really, really good thing to do. Like I'm really, really pushing for our farm bureau to help because, all these new kids and new farmers coming on, we talk about it before in our lives. Nobody knows where to start. So we are the place to give someone where to start.
Yeah, and some of those communications, we're a member of Farm Bureau.
Yeah.
Trent, he put us, if you don't get on their mailing list, you won't even know that those meetings exist if you're not a member.
Yeah.
So they do have a lot of deals. They'll do little dinners here and there, educational stuff. So it's a good practice to explore all the avenues you have available to you.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely. Take advantage of that.
Yeah, because people just don't know. I mean, we got a customer now that they started buying goat milk, and now they buy milk, they buy quail eggs, they buy fresh pork from us, and they live in the city limits here in the town where we're at. They live in the city limit. Well, they end up buying a piece of property in one of the adjoining lots, and the first thing they did was go till it up and put a garden in it so they can grow their own garden right there in town. And like I told them, we personally invited them to the Farm Bureau meeting because, hey, that's the type of people that need to be up front. The people can see, hey, you can do this even if you live in town. Like Aaron says, if you have one pot, you're a tomato, you're a farmer. But someone has to break that path so people can see it, because it's always historically is always, if it ain't large numbers of crops or large number of livestock, they don't know you can still farm.
Yeah, and people feel lesser if they're on, an eighth of an acre, a quarter of an acre lot. They feel like I don't even have to do this because I wouldn't be a real homestead. I wouldn't be a real farmer. And that's not true. I mean, there's container gardening. I mean, vertical gardening. You have so many different options you could do and provide something, some sort of thing. A couple chickens, quail's much better because you could keep quail in less space than chickens. And I mean, who needs some stinking chickens anyway?
Tell me.
You can take Mr. Dinger, Aaron. He's a prime example of somebody that maximizes his space. I'm talking from animals to greenhousing to composting. I mean, he ain't sitting on no 100 acres. And that man, he produces a lot on his place.
Yep.
And was the guys, the Muse brothers, when we were down there?
Yeah.
They were talking about, and I see other people up in this area, people doing the microgreens. They're doing them in the basement of their house. Some of these people are doing it in the city limits, and they're selling these microgreens to local restaurants and chefs and stuff. And they capitalized on a market in the city because they got fresh greens right there. That would be a really good thing if that was something you're interested in. I mean, I don't have the time or the passion for that, but if that's something that someone wants to do, a spare room in your house, I mean, that looks like that's a good way to make some profit.
You got a basement, Dwight?
Yeah, but that's where it paints on the skin. I lower the bucket down.
Yeah. So you are in West Virginia, Dwight.
Put the lotion on the skin.
Yeah, I think they filmed that movie around where you at.
No, that was Wrong Turn. That was up a little ways.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother movie.
right down the road.
Right up the holler.
Yeah.
I should have come up there and tried out for some of them.
There you go.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I've been having the same old thing like everyone else here. It's breeder replacing season, also peak fall shipping season. So trying to juggle that somewhat. However, busiest time of the year. You got Lane playing football, me coaching football. So we've been staying pretty busy since the convention, which convention kind of reignited a spark in me, because personally I was kind of like, maybe I should scale back next year, because it did take a lot of my personal family time to do the quail this year, and don't look like I'm gonna scale back at all this year. So guess we'll see how it goes.
We need a compound. We just need to get a compound.
Can you imagine having Dwight as a neighbor?
Heck yeah, man. We can scare everybody out. He's like jumper cable or something.
Yeah. And I know Shane would be with his manure spreader, spreading manure all over our driveways.
Yeah, we'd have a manure spreader. We'd have security.
Yeah, yeah. Roscoe.
I mean,
yeah.
I'm talking about Dwight. Well, I'll stick Dwight on somebody. I can guarantee you.
All right. Well, you either go with the program or you get the hell gone.
Yeah. You better make sure you have that dog ready for me to come get tonight.
They like, y'all got a guardian dog? Yeah, I do, right there. He got a red beard. He'll get in your ass.
Right. I've got, like I said, I got a special thing for you guys right here in a little bit. Talking about garden. The homestead. I got this stuff took care of.
You want to go first, Dwight, or do you want us to start?
Well, I mean, what you want to do? You want to talk about prepping, or you want to talk about some things you like if you have things extra on your farm? I'll go ahead and start.
Yeah, go ahead and start us out.
I'll go ahead and start us out.
You know that we never stay on topic anyway, so we might as well start off topic.
Yeah, we'll start off topic, and then we'll probably end up coming back to this topic. So like, you know, we all like we try to, you know, some people try to sell to falconers. That's a touchy group. You know, it is what it is. Shane, you know, he's got rabbits now. I've got rabbits. Some of our people on here that join us tonight, I know some people's got rabbits on here. What do you do with those rabbits? I mean, you know, we're selling them, you know, for meat. You know, I don't like this pet rabbit deal because people go, oh, can I get a pet rabbit for my kid? No, because your kid ain't going to touch it but twice, and then they're not the best pet in the world. You know, can
you send me pictures of this rabbit? Can you send me a picture of another rabbit?
Yeah, no, it's a fuzzy bunny, and so you know you've got that window, you know, when bunnies are born, you know, and then you've got what happens if you got bunnies that die, you know, little because they all the time die. So you know there's a market for those. You know, you can put those in a freezer bag and throw them in your freezer. There's a market for that. You get rabbits up, you know, maybe you don't have rabbits that you've got them where you can process them, but like say you're a little touch and go on selling rabbit meat. So, you know, you got extra quail, you got extra rabbit, you got extra chicken. Aaron takes care of the extra chicken part, selling them to people that he talked about before. So you got a lot of byproducts from the farm that you don't really have a market for. Well, you don't think you do, but you do. I can reach and get this without causing a scene. So a lot of your little rabbits and quail and random things here. So this is a reticulated python. He's just a little over a month old, and he's already 33 inches long. So, and I do not let him wrap around my neck because the son of a bitch would choke you to death. So he's
like
30,
in Louisiana, we call that a nope rope.
33 inches now, and hopefully, if with his breeding and feeding him every week, he'll make 12 to 15 feet long and should weigh 60 pounds, 70 pounds. So
make a good belt.
Yeah, as fat as I am, he probably needs to be a little bit bigger. But and these things don't, as far as the reptile people that's on here, if there's any people watching and listening, these things eat, they're like a dumpster. They're like a trash can. They'll eat what you put in front of them. I know guys that's got them that are 18 feet, 20 feet long. They eat goats and sheep, shit like that. I used to have the ball python, so I would let them set on my arm when I'm talking, but this thing I'll have to put up because they're all the time moving. So the retechs, I've been wanting a retech for a long time, but I wasn't able to get one. But the other day I worked out a good trade on some feeders that I had in the refrigerator that were, or freezer, that were big chickens and some quail and some random other things. So a guy called wanting quail, and I'd known this guy for a while, and I'm like, hey, do you have any new hatchlings? He's like, I actually do. So this is a normal. So being these normal, he's normal wild collar, but
Wild
he
what?
Wild collar.
What was that word?
That word. But he like he has some like really modified genes, and he's het for orange, ghost stripe, and pied, and all kind of really fun collars that bring lots of money. But
Fun,
if you can
fun
get
what?
money, if you
What
can
color
get,
is that? What color is that one?
he's brown,
Brown collar.
brown collar. So if you can like find that market, and believe me, those guys that keep, guys and women that keep big snakes, they're local to you. You just don't know it. But they're kind of a group of people that are not looked down upon in the reptiles, but they're kind of a close knit group because you know how many people handle 15-foot long snakes, all the time. Those snakes got to eat. So, anything that you have excess, like a baby rabbit that dies when it's small, that thing eats it when it's born, a hatchling, that will eat that big rabbit. So, there's an extra little income there.
Mm-hmm.
And same way with like big rabbits. Even if you're raising goats and you have a goat that dies, that's a stillborn goat, or, a goat that doesn't make it, but a couple of days and it dies, instead of throwing that over the hill, there's a market for that goat because there's someone with a 17, 18-foot long snake that can eat that. And they'll gladly pay you for it if you don't mind it hanging out in your freezer for a little bit. But if you know that group of people and you can contact them and say, hey, privately, you can't really do it on open threads, on Facebook because, they call the Facebook law on you. You call those guys and say, hey, look, I've got this going on. And like they'll jump right on that, especially during breeding season because they got to feed those big snakes in order for them to make eggs. But you got to think that big snake will lay a clutch of 30 to 60 eggs at a time. They take those eggs and put them in their incubator. That's why they're so invasive, like in Florida and stuff, because they have like 30 to 60 eggs at a time. And when they hatch, even though they hatch and like he is like 30 inches long, 33 inches long, everything's going to eat him. Big birds, other snakes, any kind of wild animal, is going to grab him until he gets, 6, 7 feet long. Then he starts eating things back. But if you can get with those, kind of find that reptile group, even if you're not going to reptile shows, but those big snake handlers, the big retech people, and the boa constrictors. But the retechs, they'll eat, like they're a garbage can. They'll eat everything you put in front of them, and they eat every week. And sometimes they'll eat a couple times a week, depending on what you're doing.
Well, Dwight, you can rest assured that if I have anybody contact me looking for a snake, they're coming your way.
Well, see, now, so I keep him in his enclosure in my brooder room where the quail's at. So I don't have to worry about anybody going in there because everybody's like, you got a snake in there. I will have a very large snake in there.
Yeah, that's cool, though. That's pretty cool. I like that you do all those different things. The mealworms that you do really kind of was interesting when I first met you at QuailCon. So I think it's cool you get into all that. I wish maybe one day we can get into mealworms at least, and you can teach me. But I hate to say that I'm out on snakes. You never say never, right?
Never say never.
I don't foresee it in my future.
Like I said, but if you can get in with those groups in that area where you're at, like I said, there's all the time people, because like there's all the time people buying go to the pet store and buy the mice, for their little snakes. Well, you'd have to have a truckload of them to feed something big. So anything you raise on anything we raise on the farm, we're raising big things for us to eat. Big quail, chicken, rabbits. We have deaths. They death, but we had the die-offs. There's a market for it. So that's one we haven't touched on. For a long time we had a reptile discussion on the on our monthly thing. We had one of those last year. So, but yeah, like I said, always keep your eyes open and it's just interesting the type of people you'll meet. Because I got one guy that come today and bought 7 feeders. He's got big snakes, and he bought 7 a couple weeks ago. So now he's already talking about building a quail pen, not because he wants to raise quail, but he wants to be able to come to me and buy quail in a large number. And then that way, because he has multiple snakes, that he don't have to come every week, which is really good because I would rather sell a whole bunch at one time and get them off my feed bill, let him feed them and grow them while he's feeding his snakes. And then I don't have to do that. But so the reptile people, there is always a good avenue to know those guys. Like I said, especially with the bigger snakes because they eat a lot of the stuff we're growing. When you got, like I said, you got 18-foot long snake, 20-foot long snake, it eats big things. And so on the retic thing, when people go, oh my God, so no matter how big that snake gets, I'm 6'1" and I weigh 240 pounds. He'll never be big enough to eat me. Now he could kill me, but it's not going to eat me.
That's reassuring.
Can't get his mouth around my shoulders, so he can't eat me, but he damn sure kill me.
You do have a big head, though.
I do have a big head, but so like I said, they're when you handle big things like that, just like Shane's cow pasture, you don't go out there and slap a bull on the head and just make him mad. Same way with this thing like this. That's a big animal. And it's a predator animal. It'll do what it has to do. But like I said, so that was my spiel on getting away from the thing. That was just something to touch base on because like right now, a lot of those guys are. Some of this fall weather is bringing on breeding season for some snakes, so it's always that good little thing. I mean, when you got some time on your hand, just type in your area, Facebook page, retic, large snake. There'll be a whole Facebook groups in your areas of those guys that keep those snakes. You can always just say, hey, dude, I have big quail, I have big rabbits and stuff. Depending on where you're at, depends on your price range of what you can charge. But it's always that good avenue for $20 to $20 is what it is.
I heard that before.
Yeah. Especially big things in Swift. $20 is $20.
Hey, Dwight, do they eat seals? Them big snake?
He can't eat a big seal like you, but he might.
We got to cut it up.
Yeah, you got to do it in little pieces. The sharks love it.
Yeah, sharks love it. Yeah. So people that show up at my house at 3:00 in the morning, they'll never know where they went. I can feed you a piece at a time to a snake. One thing about that snake, no matter what he eats, meat, bones, whatever, he uses every bit of it. When it poops out, it's just a turd. There ain't nothing else in there. Crushes it out. It's gone.
Hey, as long as it don't make a turd, man, might as well eat it.
Right.
Yeah.
Everything's got to eat.
I mean, people eat gumbo, so I don't see the difference.
Hey, I like the gumbo.
Oh,
I don't like gumbo. No.
Ben's on the comments messing with me. What color is that again?
Yeah. I'm going to jump into the comments real quick before we get on topic. So we got Mr. Steve Swanson. Greetings, bearded guys. Hey,
Hello.
Steve.
Hello, Steve.
Alex Smith says, hello, one and all. Hey, Alex. Anime Gamer Creators here says hi. Hey, Desiree. Your package should arrive the beginning of the week next week. Jason Myers says, good afternoon, fellas. Good afternoon.
What's going on, Jason?
Big Joe's Outdoors says, hi, all. Hey, Big Joe.
Big Joe.
Glad you made it.
Big Joe.
Steve says, as it's a winter event, does this make this the Dwight show, as he's the only one who has the most experience? Well, I had snow this year, so I guess I have a little experience myself. Just a little. Yeah, yeah. I got video.
I've never had to shovel snow out of the inside of my house.
Yeah, yeah. I have a little bit of experience because I shoveled snow out of my attic, so I got some experience. John Revore says, "Good evening, everyone. Greetings from Michigan." Hey, John. Saw your picture of your clean quail area today.
They get winter up there too.
They got they got a little winter up there. They got a little cold.
Well,
a little
yeah,
different. Mhm.
a lot different.
A lot different.
Yeah. Desiree says, "I found some chestnuts and collected a bunch. I miss eating nuts. I can't have any kind of pecans or any kind of nuts. Settle down, boys. Settle down, boys. It's somewhat family oriented here." There's Christina says, "Hey all, she's outside listening while she's on her weekend off. See, she's in the Bahamas, out on vacation while I'm out in here working." Ben says he's present. Well, at least you remembered something for a change, Ben. Christina says Melissa is a treasure. That was when we was talking about Melissa. Yeah, I agree. She was. I never seen somebody jump in something so quick and just do it. You know, she was great. Fellow Connections Homesteads here says, "Sorry I'm late, but I'm here for the thunder." I don't know how much thunder you got. We got a bunch of old washed up men here that's tired from working hard on the homestead, right?
Man, we're thunder, baby. Thunder and lightning right here.
Never tired.
Aquatic Network says, "Howdy, Earthlings. Howdy." Desiree says, "Excited for eggs from Aaron on Tuesday." Yep, that's good. She also says, "Scary snake." I agree. Brad Langer says, "Good evening, fellas." Good evening, Brad. He said he just got on and now he's about to leave because he sees a snake.
Wimp.
Yeah. Greg Stelly says, "Hey guys, how's everyone doing this wonderful afternoon?" Greg, we are working hard. We almost need you. I like to kill poor Greg yesterday afternoon. We put in some work. We left work early, and when we put up some fence at Greg's house, we came here, broke some concrete, and worked out on the barn and collected eggs. And yeah, I didn't see Greg text me today.
I wish I had a Greg.
Yeah, we all need a Greg.
Yeah. I'm glad I got a Greg. Maybe we can make some more. But
So
we'd have to.
Instead of having a Craigslist, can we have a Greg list? Maybe we can all hire a Greg.
Yeah. So Christina loves Greg. I mean, Greg's he's a treasure to have here. So like when I want to do something on the farm and I suggest something, I always say, "Hey, Christina, this is what Greg wants to do," because she won't tell Greg no. She'll tell me I'm stupid, and no, we're not doing that. You're stupid. She'll say that. But if I say, "Hey, Greg wants to do this," she says, "Oh, that sounds good." So everything I want to do, I just say Greg wants to do it and get it done. Christina says, "Yo, leave that man alone." I understand Dwight perfectly. Of course,
Yeah, I got my fans.
Yeah. Ben's asking what collar is he again? Seals Family Farms in the house says, "Hey, Melissa and Hope here from Biloxi. We love you guys." Well, I wish y'all was here helping us, but y'all want to decide to shave y'all beards, so can't be on the Bearded Quail Men. Steve says, "If my neighbor had a snake, I'd move." Fun fact, I do have a snake living in my shed right now. Went in there the other day, saw him slithering around. I closed the door and walked out. It's his shed now. Greg saying, I have a pet snake. Yeah. Greg sure was scared of it too last night. Ben says he loves you, Dwight. You do have a fan club.
He messages me now every day or every other day. We have a bromance.
Oh, a little bromance going on?
Bromance going on.
Ben, I see how it is.
He don't mess with me every day either, Aaron. That's all right. We can fix. We
Yeah.
can take care of that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Appreciate it,
Ben
Ben.
does have a big beard, big red beard. You know, it's a bond.
I also appreciate Ben coming to my talk at the convention. I appreciate it, Ben. Number one fan. Moving on. Dinosaur Almonds here says, howdy fellas, used to keep snakes. Hey, Christopher and Angela. I'm going to assume that it's just Christopher that used to keep snakes. Angela does not look like the snake lady. But I may be wrong. I haven't been wrong often, but I have been wrong before. Bill Thompson says, good evening. Just came in. It's getting dark now. Yeah, Bill, you're not too far from Dwight. Bill's up there in Pennsylvania. So
Is that an hour? An hour or 2 hours?
Yeah, it's a little further than that. I'm on the other end of West Virginia.
Yeah. Well, he's closer to you than me.
Like 4 or 5 hours, depending on where he's at.
Yeah, they're an hour, and actually, Dinosaur Omelets in Pennsylvania as well.
So probably 5 hours from here. So.
Yeah.
Are they an hour ahead of us or 2?
They're an hour. Yeah, Dwight's an hour ahead of us.
Yeah. It's gonna start getting dark early.
I can't wait. I can't wait for it.
I'm ready for cool weather. There's no doubt.
Steele's Family Forum says, why wasn't we invited to go to the Bahamas? Christina and me and Melissa would have had a blast. Yeah, well, all I gotta say is we gotta work harder next year, ladies. You know,
I guess they didn't want to go.
It's a performance-based bonus.
Wow.
They left Kim right out of that. Remember that, Kim?
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm right here, man.
Yeah.
I'm right here.
That's all right. I'll send you somewhere by yourself.
Hey, you can send her over here.
I don't like people anyway.
Yeah, well, I agree, Kim. Steve says, hope that invite went both ways, didn't it? Yeah. Bill says the only good snake. Yeah, I'm not a fan of snakes. Bill's not too far from Dinosaur Island. I knew y'all was up there somewhere. Melissa says, Steve, they got room for 2 more. And Melissa said, come on, Kim. Kim, start driving up there. Well, Sean would have to drive Kim there. Right?
Yeah, drive Miss Dave.
I can man.
Kim's a passenger princess.
Asleep.
Yes, she does.
Mom says, dang, Christina got a good bonus. I just got Biloxi. Christina does wonderful work. She's on a nice sandy beach right now. It's got some pea gravel around. Nice little planted area where she's at, out in the backyard.
Yeah, she's in the quail barn, ain't she?
Yeah, she's cleaning in the quail barn right now, so she's in great shape. Great shape. And look, if she does real well the rest of the year, I may let her go like down the street. You know,
she gets to go to Old Farmer's Day.
Yeah, if she does well, I might even let her in the house tonight.
Kim said we should probably move on.
Okay, let's move on. Kim, this is why it's Bearded Quail Men, because we like to go off track. Bill says, wondered where the lady's voice was coming from. I thought someone was transitioning. Yeah. Dwight. So now we are 40 minutes into our chat, and we'll come to our topic. Winterizing your homestead. It's pretty straightforward. We went through winter last year, the beginning of this year, and the year before we also had a winter. The year before that we had a winter as well, and the year before that we had a winter. And I mean, you could track back as far as records were kept. We had a winter every year, right? And there was also animals every year, and I think we put a lot of emphasis and effort on to winterizing our animals more than is needed. I'm just gonna I don't know a nice way to say this, so I'm just gonna say, guys, do not plug in a crock pot filled with water in your chicken coop so it doesn't freeze for your chickens to drink water. Don't do that. No, it's not made for that. Let's stop that now. And if I see you post on Facebook that you put a crock pot in your chicken coop to keep your chickens water from freezing,
Pretty good
I'm gonna
idea.
comment something ugly on your post. I'm sorry. I mean, that's it's not needed. Let's
What
just
about,
stop that right now.
we just ordered a couple crock pots.
Yeah.
I'm gonna comment an ugly comment on your post if I see it. So you better just keep it away from me.
We won't post.
So and then people, I'm just gonna talk about what really gets on my nerves first. That's
What's
probably
that?
the top. Number two is so we say, block the wind. You know, blocking the wind doesn't mean wrapping your entire coop in plastic. They generate heat. So what's going to happen on the inside of the plastic? Moisture is going to build up, condensation. You need to have ventilation. Just they need to have a spot to get out of the wind. And for you northerners like Bill, who's really north, and you don't want a snowdrift to pile up in their coop, but don't completely wrap it up. Like you need airflow as well. Like you see people just wrapping them up in plastic, and why are my birds dying? You end up with respiratory issues. I mean, you just cranked up that humidity, and then let's say you have them and you're cold and you got it wrapped up. It's going to be substantially warmer in there. No ventilation. Then let's say a lot of wind starts blowing. It's 2 a.m. You in bed sleeping. You got the heater turned on, and you living your life. Well, guess what? These birds just went from 80 plus degrees to 20 degrees because your fancy plastic hardware store plastic got ripped off, and you're not getting out of bed to go and get it and go recover them. So your birds are gonna die. It's part of life. I think we put too much emphasis on we need to take care of our birds and we need to do this. The birds need fresh feed, fresh water, shelter. That's it. Um, you could go into, everyone should have their home winterized, any exterior plumbing covered, wrapped, whatever, insulated. I mean, any of your perennial plants, your trees, you can mulch, um, things like that. But as far as animals are going to live without us. If we leave today, animals are going to survive except for quail because they're stupid. But your chickens are going to be fine. If you open up your door to your chicken coop and it's got a foot of snow outside, I guarantee those chickens are going outside and play in the snow. Nope. But now that I'm gonna get off my pedestal and let somebody else talk.
Hey, I just got done mowing. I brush hog everything, and for us to get ready for winter, we're about to no plow drill our place in wheat, crimson clover, and turnips.
Wow. So
Yeah.
Our soil's pretty rough. This place we moved into, the soil's pretty rough, overgrazed. Probably been through a few droughts here in Texas, but we're going to try to. Wheat and the clover and the turnips are good to bring your soil back. So
You need a good manure spreader.
we got one. We definitely have one for sure.
You
Just got
spread
one.
some manure out there.
Said you got one, Sean?
I do. Yep.
That's good. Oh, they definitely help.
Yeah, we got the manure too. We make the manure.
I
No
use
shortage
a
of
lot.
that.
Yeah, I
Hey, Aaron.
use it every day.
Yeah, this is a little off topic, but Aaron got a phone call from us early on a couple of years ago and says we might be out of the quail business because I don't know what we're gonna do with all this poop. So we started bagging it and selling it. That's all we could. Now we got big compost piles because we got a big enough place that we can put our compost out there. But I mean, hey, it starts coming and it don't stop.
Yeah.
Pile it high to the sky.
That's right. It's gold.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
it's good.
Kind of add on to your winter topic, Aaron. I mean, y'all been here at the farm. I'd say 80% or at least 75% of my birds are outside, and they stayed out there. And I mean, I done very little as far as, covering them. I mean, we had them out there beside our chicken house, pretty much those cages were hanging. And the only thing I done to those birds, we dropped, of course, the roof comes out a little bit, probably 2 or 3 foot off. We just dropped a tarp down to the ground just on the north side. That's it. So they had east and west, south side of it's wide open. And those birds did perfectly fine. I had 0 issues. We didn't lose a bird from the cold weather. I mean, it was cold. I mean, it snowed every day for what, 2 or 3 days here.
Yeah,
it got pretty cool. And now the watering system, that was a different story because we weren't used to that. I mean, normally I'd leave a water like for my cow trough. Normally for it, I'll leave milk jugs in them. That way the cows go, they just push the milk jug down in the trough and it makes a hole for them to drink water out of. And or you can take rubber balls or something like that for the cows. They're pretty simple. They'll do that and it'll just break it through in them big 500-gallon troughs and they can get water. But them birds, yeah,
I like that.
Well, we've done that forever with them. It really ain't much to it. You could really take those little rubber balls, Sean, from Academy, the war balls. You could actually throw them in there.
Yeah, we were breaking ice last year.
No, that thing will set up in there, and because it's round, you just push them down, and they're rubber. It'll push right down into the trough. They'll pop back up. Well, of course, the cows, they'll start drinking, and then, I mean, they can get their water out of it. And we done milk jugs too, but pretty much for the quails last year, I just put some little cup waters. I don't know what they hold, probably a half a cup of water maybe. And me and Hope put a mixture of beet juice in there. And I just went out there in the morning times and I drained all my water system because I was worried it's all that little half-inch tubing line, Tygon tubing. It'll freeze that stuff so quick. I just drained all the lines where I wouldn't have no problem. Left water at the faucet head there and just put a drain hose on my faucet and left the water kind of running overnight. That way, at least I had water there close to the pens, But that little beet juice mixture that we used, this big second year I used it, it actually did pretty good. None of my waters froze up, and we got those trough waters on a bunch of those pens at the time, Sean, and we got from you the little Winona Ranch trough waters. Mm-hmm. So on those pens, they held a pretty good bit of water, and we just drained them and poured that beet juice mixture in them. And I got up that morning, and them things still was liquid.
So what? Beet juice don't freeze?
No.
Really? Huh?
Yeah.
What's that ratio?
I'd have to Hope had it wrote down because we never had to do it before, and they had a friend of mine, matter of fact, from Michigan that I worked with when I went to Palisades, and he's actually the one that told me about it. And I'd have to look up the mixture of what it was. It was probably like 75% beet juice with water, and we poured that in there, and it did great. Matter of fact, I was skeptical at first, and I put a whole gallon of it on the tailgate of my truck out there. And when I went out there that morning, it was still a little bit of slush in it, Sean, not much, you know what I mean? But it was not froze. So pretty much I did that every day. We had some mixed up here in the house, and I'd take it out there and go pour it in their little trough waters.
So Bill's asking if they lay red eggs from the beet juice.
Not that I've seen.
Are they already pickled?
Hey, Kim does make a beet pickled quail eggs. It's different, it's sweet, it's weird, but it's pretty good. I didn't even think about that.
I don't have an answer for that one, Aaron, because at the time we were actually, putting them in the incubator. Even when it was that cold, I was collecting those eggs to hatch.
Hey, well, let's don't talk about it anymore, because maybe we can make red eggs and we can sell them.
There you go. But anyhow, those were just some of the things I wanted to share, just our personal experiences here at the farm, because, of course, you live down here, Aaron. We're in the South. These last few years has probably been the hardest winters we've seen in a long time. Dwight and them's probably seen colder winters, and probably even Sean than us. But I will give this much to the Coturnix quails. They're tougher than I thought they were. Yeah. And that colony setting I had for them, I did watch those birds. It was actually pretty cool to watch them when I had them in my little grow out type pens out there that are probably 30 by 20 something. Well, Sean knows he got the same type of cages, and I had probably 12 to 14 birds in each one of them. And you would watch them. They would kind of colonized together, and you'd see one of them kind of go into the middle and then another one come out. It's almost like they were keeping each other warm, you know, and it was actually pretty neat to watch them move around like that. And I mean, these pens are wide open wire. There's no walls on them other than like I say, I put the tarp on the north side just to keep that direct wind off of them. And other than that, they did great.
Yeah, and that's my point. Is we are trying to do too much to protect these animals, and we're taking away their natural ability to adapt to their environments. I mean, you know, these animals, the Coturnix has been domesticated for several hundred years, so they're not technically a wild bird anymore. But at one point in their life, they have lived in the wild, and a good healthy Coturnix can handle some extreme temperatures. I mean,
I think the biggest part of it, Aaron, is like you said, is us taking care of them. And the biggest thing is water is not freezing. Somebody like Bill that lives up there, and some of our other people. I mean, Dwight could probably talk a lot, but I know a lot better than us. I mean, my quail live in a barn. You know what I mean? We keep them at a temperature that keeps them from freezing. We keep them right above freezing in there, so that if somebody buys them, they're going to take them outside. They acclimate really easy, but we don't have to worry about water's freezing. But like Shane, and because some of his are outside, and Dwight. I mean, Dwight gets cold, so I think that's probably the big deal is water is not freezing, because that's like running my well for my goats and my cows. My water's going to be underground now, thank goodness, right? And I ain't got to worry about frozen water hoses and everything else. But like you said, we don't have to deal with it, but most years, a couple of weeks out of the year, you know what I mean? And then if we snow or we get ice, I mean, it's melted away in the afternoon. But yeah, that water freezing thing would be that'd be difficult in a climate that gets cold and you stay cold for a month. I mean, that'd be difficult.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. For us, it's different for us because we only have a short winter season for us. Mm-hmm. But I'm like you, Sean. If I was Dwight or somebody from Michigan, that their months of winter is a lot longer than ours. So
I'd have mine in a closure like I have now, where I can control that. If you're, you know what I mean, if you can, because it's not always possible for everybody. If you can put them in somewhere, like I see Bill commented that he has his in his garage. If you can put it somewhere that you can control that temperature, that's ideal.
Well, with quail, all you have to do is have them in an enclosure. They generate enough heat. Like my barn wasn't climate controlled. We had 11 inches of snow. It was in the single digits, and nothing inside the barn froze. You walked in the barn, and it was well above freezing. It was nice and warm in there, with no additional heat. I mean, they will generate a ton of heat.
And that manure helps. Yeah.
Well, I wanted to bring that up. What Sean just said. If you looked under our pens, of course, you know my pens are outside, so they're pooping straight to the ground on a lot of my other ones. That snow, when we had the snow, very little under them pens. There was enough heat, like Sean said, coming out of that manure. Mm-hmm. I mean, I ain't gonna say there wasn't some snow there, but it wasn't near as deep as it was if you went out in my yard. So
I think some people use that in their greenhouses. You know, you can use that a composting manure type thing. The same thing like in your greenhouse to keep to keep a certain level of heat. Like I said, but we're pretty lucky, man. We don't have to deal with it a whole lot. So how do I mean, you get cold. I mean, you get cold.
Yeah, ours gets cold. I have, like, the biggest thing about me being luckily, working from the farm full time is, like, I would be able to go out and check waters, multiple times a day just because everything was freezing. But we all know last year we had a really, really bad freeze, and I had some really, really bad water problems. So this year we're looking at a couple different things. I'm going to try some heat tape on one of my cages, one water system, and see if I can keep that water going because my barns are in that my quail, the Cotornics are in what I call my quail shed there, and it's off the side of my brooder room. That's one of my shops. It gets cold out there because the way it is, it gets cold. So we're going to try to do a heated water system. And they make it's a water circulator, but you have to plumb that to where it goes completely around. So it's a continuous water system. But that little heated water pusher circulator, hopefully will keep the water from freezing, as long as your electric don't go out. But then you just have your problems where it drops down to your waters, through those little drop-off hoses. So we're going to try that. But hopefully, before weather gets really bad, all my breeder birds will be inside this year, praying that we get it done before that. So then I will have them completely indoors, and hopefully, like you was talking about, Aaron, the heat from the birds herself will keep enough warm in there not to have a lot of problem. Because when you go, out to water your goats, water your, rabbits take forever to water, in the winter. That issue gets old, and then that's where, like last time we were talking about, some of the, the farm burnout, when you're out there 7-8 hours a day trying to keep water for your birds, you get tired, you get cold, you get tired, I don't want to do this no more. Cold water, freezing temperatures it's really hard on the farm. It's and trying to figure out how to get it done. Like us, like we do, we get cold and we stay cold for months at a time. And then the bad thing is you're like, okay, we're really good, but then when the power goes out, then all your electric heating for your birds, a lot of the rabbit waters have the plug-in, so you can do a heated rabbit water. When you got an electric, it doesn't matter. I don't have a whole system generator, so there's some big issues to deal with water. Keeping things warm, keeping it thawed out.
I think that's a good point. Is the whole home generator? So we don't have it here right now at our new place because it's been kind of a mess this last year. But my place that we left, this place in Decatur, we didn't use a whole home generator because they're there all year long and all they can do is run your house. Most of them run off propane, so it's turned off and on all year long. Anyway, I thought the best way to go, because our winters aren't that bad and we don't lose electricity all the time, I got a big generator, and then I put in the adapter to plug my generator and backfeed into my house with the cut off at the pole. And I'm gonna tell anybody, if you have the ability financially to do it, you can buy a generator at Lowe's, a fairly big one that runs off propane. It runs off propane or gas, but if you're going to use it for your house, put it on propane, because you don't have to worry about it being the gasoline tearing up the carburetor. And have that and put that system in correctly where you can turn it off at the pole and backfeed your house. It was so nice when we were there in Decatur. Electricity go out, I'd run out there. It was a little bit of work because it wasn't the one that was ready to go, but plug my cords in, hit that switch, fire it up, and my house worked. Couldn't run a heater, but we had a stove. But all that small stuff would work. I mean, it'll be here. It's just, I don't think it won't be here this year. Hopefully next year.
Yeah, we have a home house generator, which it's got a transfer switch, just like what John's talking about. So if we lose power here, it'll fire up itself within so many seconds and transfer over. But we've had to use that multiple times, especially if you got incubators running, you got babies and brooders. Because Aaron touched on it a while ago, at 2 a.m, you ain't going to get up in enough time if it's cold to save them. They will die. And I've learned the hard way. If one of them brooders goes down and it's cold, you're looking at minutes. And them chicks, once they take that shock, it's over for them. They
a
do not.
cold chick's a dead chick.
Yeah. So I learned a lot of our brooders are, most of our incubators, we got a mud room here and we run them here. So if something happens, those incubators, they don't shut down. All 4 of them will just keep on rocking. But the barn, which is, y'all been here, it's pretty close to the house. I usually run 2 cords out there to my barn because my barn is not on this home house generator. But this generator here will push 2 houses as big as it is. So I ran the cords over there, and Hope can tell you, I leave every one of those, my GQF brooders, even those pallet brooders are all plugged up to this house. So if something happens, it's just what you said, Sean. When that thing fires off, basically it's going to let me know here in the house, especially at night because I wear a breathing machine, and that's almost like my alarm because when the power goes off, that thing goes off and I'm waking up. And then I go straight out to the barn, and I can physically look and make sure that I see all the lights on my pallet brooders. And if they're on, then I come back in the house, and that's pretty much a wrap. And it's the second this generator kicks back, we get power back, generator cut off, and then you don't really lose a step. Really, only if you all have some time, if we using our GQS for hatchers in there, there's 2 of them. I think they're the older ones. And the second the power comes, you have a glitch in it, it turns that roller right back on into auto. So if you got hatching trays on that dude, they're going to start rolling. So that's the only thing. And I've had it long enough. I know I need to go in there and put it back in manual.
Ours do that. That's one thing we do have. We have to. You jump up and you're going in there. If you have them on lockdown, you're turning. Because we use our GQF 1502s for hatchers also.
We do.
You know how we done that. We put the baskets in there. We made it work. It just makes sense to use them both ways. I would say if somebody can afford a whole house generator, that's the way to go. You don't have to mess with it like Shane's talking about. It just turns on. And it's a pretty awesome system. If you're on a little bit more of a budget, I can post it. That generator we got from Lowe's, we actually bought it. I don't know if they do it in every state, but they run that emergency no tax weekend for emergency preparedness.
Yeah.
Usually they're throwing that stuff on sale too. So we got that generator and had all that wired in. Like I said, it's a little more work, but on a budget, you could do it for a couple $1,000s. You know what I mean? And
yeah, that works.
Then you're ready to go. You're not going to run. Shane's going to run his whole house. You can run AC. You can run your heat. You can run everything, right? It's like nothing ever stop. With what I have, you're not gonna run everything. You have to run it a little bit at a time, different things. You know what I mean? But you keep your birds alive, animals alive.
Well, that's an investment. I mean, y'all know once you put that many eggs in something, or you got that many chicks, you take Dwight. I mean, he's living off his farm. So if he was to lose a whole batch of birds, that would devastate him.
It's an impact. Yeah.
It's worth the investment. If you do it on the cheaper way, if that's what you can do right now, it's worth that couple of $1,000s. If you're on the other side and you can put in a whole home generator, and you're doing this, I mean, it's like insurance, man. It stinks to pay it every month, but when you need it, it's nice.
Well, and our biggest deal was I had to get one to keep my jacuzzi going because I do that modeling on the side, hand modeling. So I got to keep my skins off.
And next time I stay at night with you, I'm gonna come in there and unplug your breathing machine.
And my beard. I mean, I got to keep my beard in prime condition, and all my tallow stays, a little warmer so that I can condition that thing.
Did you hear me, Shane?
No. What did you say?
Next time I stay at your house, I'm gonna come unplug your breathing machine.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna grab a handful of quail poop and put it by the filter.
No, that's fine. I'm used to smelling that anyway.
Don't worry. I'll sit there all night and just make sure they don't do nothing.
I got jumper cables on standby. You boys are going to be in trouble.
That's right. But I mean, I do take bribes. I mean, you could. Yeah. I could probably be paid off.
We'll take care of jumper cables.
I'll bring you some blue eggs, Dwight.
Yeah, that's exactly what I need.
Hey, don't worry. I'll got you some red eggs. I'm at that beet juice going in them.
Beet juice eggs.
Call them beetle juice.
Yeah.
Beetle juice eggs.
That's it. Say it 3 times.
No, because this house is haunted anyway, so I'm not messing with it. There's some weird things going on here. So now I'm gonna let a thing do their thing, I'll do mine, and we'll all just be together.
Have you seen the people that live there?
Huh?
Have you seen the people that live there?
Yeah, that's
Very
what I
creepy.
tell them. You messing with me? Well, I'll really show you something, big man.
Hey, Dwight. Beetlejuice.
You can say it all you want there. It doesn't. Your place doesn't bother me. It's this place is what does it.
I know it, but you said it out loud in your home.
Yeah, that's
It doesn't work like that.
Yeah,
Well,
it's
hey,
you have to be within the doors. Okay, we'll get off topic for a minute. So yes, we have brooms that hang above our doors in this house. So if you don't know what that does, you can look that up. Or we can have our next one for October. We can have the bearded man spooky talk because that's a whole different thing.
Rougarou.
Aruga.
Yeah.
There we go.
Well, hey,
Rougarou.
I'd be interested in some of the people that's from up north on here. That I'd like to hear what they have to say, how they winterize. Anybody got questions on that or something?
I've got Wisconsin friends. They stay inside. That's what they do for about 6 months.
Jacob says they stay inside. That's what he told me at the convention.
Like
Jacob,
when it's hot here, you know.
Where is Jacob?
I think he's still bear hunting. I think it's bear hunting season.
Well, Ava could be on here.
Yeah.
Or no, he was at a farmer's market earlier. I saw on Facebook, so he might not be bear hunting. I'm not
He
sure.
probably had to take her out to dinner. Since he come back from bear hunting, he probably had to take his wife out to dinner.
I would hope so.
Because I don't think he killed no bear.
No, last time I talked to him, he didn't. Jacob, you couldn't really use his advice for winterizing as a plan because Jacob ice fishes. Who goes on a frozen lake? You're gonna drill a hole and go fishing. You have to want to fish real bad to do that.
Hey, have you seen the ice houses they have up north? We can sit in there and we can have a cocktail, a little fire, and we're all fishing, just shooting the shit. It sounds like a good day to me.
You got two things to do in Wisconsin. Two things when it gets that cold. It's either ice fish or make babies. That's your option.
If we're in the ice house together, we ain't making babies, but we can fish.
There you go.
Get out the ice drill, boys.
Not the ice drill.
Come on, Aaron,
No,
you go, wouldn't you?
So no, I don't like to fish that much. No, sir.
You don't like
fishing and hunting? Yeah, I don't like to hunt or fish that much. Now, Jacob's quail barn is he actually insulated the last couple of weeks since the convention. He has sent me some updated pictures of it. He's insulating it. And then I have a friend in Alaska. I mean, Alaska gets a little cold, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Some parts of Alaska.
She's using some 1.5-inch foam boards to insulate the inside of her quail shed, and it's fine because the quail generate enough heat. So once you stop that wind from moving, then it doesn't take much insulation for the birds to generate enough heat. But don't seal them up. You need some ventilation. I could tell you the first we closed in the quail barn this year and air conditioned it. After about 3 days, I walked in there and I gagged. I was like, this is not good at all. This smells. We were doing poop trays like every other day to try to keep down the smell. I'm like, we got to do some ventilation. And that's you don't want to close these birds up. And then like if you walk into a chicken coop and you smell the ammonia, you at 5 feet above the ammonia, your chickens are down there. Like that's at their level, and ammonia is very toxic at a low part per million. But I'm not going to get into too much of that right now. But you see, Greg just commented. Greg said, if it's that cold, just go buy some fish at the seafood market. You ain't got to go ice fishing. You see why I like Greg? He's realistic.
We don't have seafood markets where I live. We're not close to the ocean.
When you come down here and buy your feed, you can get you some seafood.
Speaking of that, where's Larry at? He ain't on here.
No. Larry usually works on Saturdays.
I was working earlier and I had to take off.
I've been working all day weighing quail.
I'm here.
I'm talking about
Selling milk. Selling quail.
I had to coach 2 football games this morning.
Y'all win?
I don't know who's doing these schedules, but we had an 8 o'clock and a 9 o'clock game this morning. AM, like in the morning. It's not good.
I don't do kids at 8 a.m. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
We
over
got a
that.
good little team. We got a good little team. We haven't had a touchdown scored on us yet.
What's
Man,
Shane
look,
doing in there?
we got the spooky dookie up there on the Mr. Shane Seal Spooky Lodge.
Look like
What's
poltergeist.
me
Hope's
see.
not there, so she.
He just does what he wants when Hope ain't around.
Oh yeah,
Well,
Hope needs
Get on
to
back.
get back to that form quick.
Man, look at the bucks on the wall there.
Oh yeah, I
That's-
got big.
That's the
buck.
last thing. That's the last thing they seen right there was bright lights. Pow!
Yeah, they had 2 hooves over their eyes trying to.
That's from the car. That's from the car headlights where he ran over
Hey.
them.
And
How
I
do
was
you
blowing
delete-
the horn.
How you delete a comment on here? I see my wife and Greg teaming up on me. Greg saying Aaron makes me do the wet poop tray so he doesn't gag. And then Christina saying, and I still gag. Well, y'all seen the video of my small water leak this week, huh?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Whew, that was bad.
Wet poop
But-
trays are the worst, man.
They're
Oh,
awful.
and well, Greg's not right in the head, guys. He's like, man, these wet poop trays are better because you don't have to scrape it as much; it just falls out. He says
They
that
slop-
while he's
yeah, they swap
like-
out.
oh yeah,
It smells terrible too, man. It's bad.
yeah.
Yeah.
So Christina's reminding everybody in the comments to hit the thumbs up if you haven't yet. Yeah, if you like the video, hit the thumbs up. If you didn't like the video, still hit the thumbs up. We don't really care about your negativity. I mean, you're just
Right.
going down the road.
We'll
But-
sign your negativity for you.
Yeah. If something we say upsets you, let us know so we can enhance on that topic.
Say it again.
Right.
Say it
Yeah.
again.
If we say something that upsets you, you can be freely to hit the damn road.
Yeah. Go ice fishing. Yeah.
What that old saying used to be: "Go pack sand."
Yeah. Don't let the
Yeah.
good Lord hit you where the Lord split you.
Yeah. So Steve says if I never ever had a wet poop tray, my poop goes straight on the ground. That's a good way not to get a wet poop tray.
Yeah.
Bill says sweet PDZ and pine pellets on poop trays. They don't stink as much at all. We do some shavings here and there. We were pretty much just poop on the trays. I don't know, Shane, what you use Born Lime?
Yep, I use barn lime and pine shavings, ultra fine pine shavings, because I stick it in my manure spreader. I guess and we had this discussion before. It depends on what you're gonna do with it. I'm trying to take some heat out of that stuff, and anytime you can add pine or some carbon to it, it'll suck some of that nitrogen out of it. So that's the main reason I do it. I mean, plus, the trays do to me clean a little bit better with the lime and the pine shavings, but.
We used to do what Bill was saying there. We would do sweet PDZ and then we would do pine pellets, but it doubled our manure. I mean, it doubled the amount that came out. You know what I mean? Because those pine pellets, they're great. They absorb, but I mean, they absorb. We were making a buck, so we just went we're like Aaron. We're straight. We're pretty much straight poop. It stinks one way or another, so it's just straight poop for the most part.
Greg, since you have so many smart comments, I got a project for you tomorrow. We're gonna make a new grow out cage. So
He said, "Go drill an asshole."
yeah. Look, you see how my friends treat me? Look at Ben. Every one of you have offended me except for Shane, Sean, and Dwight.
Man.
Look, I'm from Cajun country, but there's 4 of us. Okay, Shane, Sean, Dwight. It's just me left. Or let me do it like this: Shane, Sean,
You're gonna get.
and Dwight. So it's just me left. So Ben, I appreciate it.
And the nice young Ben, the nice young baby.
Yeah. Yeah. And see, Bill's right here. Bill's saying that lime is probably like PDZ, and pine soaks up the moisture. Yeah, is the moisture that stinks. Dry poop really doesn't stink. I mean, it tastes a little funny, but it doesn't stink.
I mean, if I go in my quail barn or quail shed and I don't smell quail poop, there's something wrong. Somebody done robbed me.
Yeah.
Hey, so you know we were having that well drilled yesterday. Yesterday, I think it was yesterday. So that old boy, he's a good guy. His name's Kenny, and he's with beside us well drill, and they're good people. He was about done. He said, "Are you nose blind now?" I said, "I guess so." He goes, "Yeah, it's pretty bad." I said, "The quail, they do have a smell, and Kim just cleaned them out. But we blow that out. You know what I mean? It's spin it out, and you get used to it. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's kind of funny." He said, "Man, you nose blind?"
Well, you see it. I mean, it got to be the barn lime and Shane's ultrafine pond shavings, because I mean he was spreading that stuff, and I didn't smell it.
No,
it didn't really have a smell, and I know some of the trays you did had some water in them too. So I mean, you was dealing with some wet manure as well, and it really didn't have a smell.
The key to that wet manure, boys, is I kind of know my pens. So when I make my rounds and I know I got to clean that day, anything that is wet, that's going to be the last ones I do. Because I'll take that manure spreader and I'll put all that dry down in it, because a lot of them are dry. But when I pour that soup on the top, it just kind of, you know what I mean? It helps absorb it in that manure spreader. And then when I take off with it, it's gonna dispose of it. And of course, those tumblers in the back, they're hitting whatever's on the bottom first. So it's going to be hitting that dry stuff and slinging all the wet, off to the top. But if you put that wet stuff down in there first, number one, it's going to run all out of you. Manure spreader all over the floor or wherever you're at. That's just the way that I put it out. But, I mean, it still has a smell. Don't get me wrong. You ain't going to take the smell away from it. I could put 50 pounds of lime on that stuff, but it's
I think Shane just likes driving his four-wheeler around with a manure spraying shit.
I do. And when I ain't using it, like today, I loaded up probably 8 bags of breeder in the back of it because I didn't have no manure in it. And I drove right into my quail pen. Yeah. Well, Aaron knows, he went with me the other day, and I drove through my whole pen and just start scooping out, and whatever bags are left in it, I drive over in the burn pile and burn them.
That's I tell you what, that works out pretty good for you to hold a feed as well, because I mean it's basically like it's a small trailer and it's a tub. You could
whatever falls out of them bags falls in the spreader, and then I park it up. The chickens will hop in there, and them babies pick up anything that's left.
I might have to share a picture of my manure spreader because I got mine. I still can't believe I got mine free.
Yeah, I got 2 manure spreaders. One's in the chat, and the other one's in the quail barn right now.
Oh yeah,
I got a bone to pick with both of them when we get off of this.
You got that Greg Model 504?
Yeah.
He's gonna tell you to go drill an ice hole again.
Yeah, I got his ice hole.
Got one of them. Don't want to. Well, probably going to offend someone. Got one of them Mexican manure spreaders, a little manual labor.
Oh yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah, that's what it does.
Yeah, you see, I can't scare Greg with work, but I'll get one of the white snakes and bring it to Greg's house. That'll learn him. I can't scare Christina with a snake because Christina wants snakes.
You can borrow.
Yeah. So Bill says pretty soon I'll be taking tubs of poop out through the snow and into the woods. That's it's a good way to get rid of it, dump it in the woods. I mean, I'm sure them coons go scratch through there. It's oh look, my wife here. She said he's gonna give you the wet poop trays next time. I'll throw the whole poop tray away.
Can't hide money. Just throw them poop trays away.
Just let them poop on top of each other. Steve says, Aaron, you may not advertise of picking a bone, or that you may stay on that beach for a little longer period. Yeah, well, my couch is comfortable. That's always my excuse. I can sleep out there. And look, we went past our time. We was like, hey, look, we're gonna do a hard stop at 7.
Yeah, that was a good dream.
Yeah.
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 Well, what
dang.
that did
I
for us,
Well, I talked about snakes for friggin' 20 minutes.
yeah, freaking Dwight and snakes.
Or you want to go back about snakes? What do you want to talk about?
No.
Yeah.
Well,
I can bring it with me to the next Gulf Coast
No.
thing. We can talk about it.
No, keep
By,
that shit.
by
alone.
next year, he ought to be at least 8 or 10 feet long.
He'll be on the Barbie.
We don't want a
So-
Barbie.
What y'all think about? Let me get to this calendar. October 25th for our next one.
We're going to talk about the spookies of the. Yeah, we can talk about our October one. Each location, we can talk about some spookies from our each.
Oh, I'm not far from New Orleans. Me and Shane. Well, New Orleans is about to split us in the middle. They got enough
probably got the
spookies there.
most haunted houses in the world right there, I'm sure. Them old plantation.
Yeah.
When I worked in the hospital, I worked at one of the most haunted hospitals in the state, and my God, it was haunted.
Well, Aaron, does anybody in here have a topic they'd like for us to talk about next time?
No, we could. So while we're here, we have a Facebook group, Facebook page. I'm sorry, Facebook page. One of our wonderful wives created it. Bearded Quail Men. You could join there. We could post some of the stuff we talk about on our videos in there. Sean could post his manure spreader. Maybe Shane could get Hope to stand behind his manure spreader while he's spreading and video.
Oh, she's got one already. She did one the other day when I was out there.
Post things like that, and we could request topics, whatever you want us to cover. The good thing about us four is we all come from different backgrounds and we've all done things differently. So I think we could cover pretty much any topic, homestead related, you want to. I mean, I could teach you how to wire in a light switch if you need. Hook up a water system. When we
Hook
could
up some jumper cables.
hook up some jumper cables. Dwight could teach you how to sell dogs, how not to sell dogs.
Throw some. I can show you how not to sell them.
Could show you how to put dogs on airplanes.
I can do that.
Oh
Yeah, that'd be a good thing if they could go in there and, send us something if there's something they want to talk about.
Well, I mean, we joke about it, but there's a lot of people out there that maybe might not be mechanically inclined that might have a question.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're afraid to ask it. Don't be afraid to ask it. I mean, what's that saying? I know one of you guys know that. You talk about being good at one thing.
Jack of all trades, master of none.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of things I can do, and I mean, we
Well-
usually do it ourselves,
That's why we together in this. So if there's something we don't know, we can always call one another and see. And anybody in this group can call us. As a matter of fact, I'll share something with you. And I think I told you guys already. I might not have told Dwight, but they had an individual that actually reached out to me and Hope this week. It might have been last week about a mentorship. And we actually sent them to Sean and Kim because they were from Texas. So that's what I'm saying. If somebody in here needs something, they're more than welcome to reach out to us. There ain't no stupid question because I'm sure at one time we all had them.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Ask them.
yeah. I called Aaron one day back from QuailCon and said, "Man, we got a mess."
Yeah.
Bert, it was bad.
Yeah.
It was bad. We were panicking.
Yeah. I mean, we cut up in these lives to kind of break up the monotony a little bit. We just people, just like y'all. So if y'all have questions, y'all ask us. I mean, we can take any topic.
Oh yeah, and since Ben was here, Ben asked me, so someone else can point him in the direction. He's like, "Can you ship a rabbit?" I'm like, "Yeah, there are people that ship rabbits, but so Shane, maybe you need to help Ben get into rabbit, but I don't think his wife's gonna let him have rabbits yet."
Yeah. Ain't he in Texas? Ben?
Yeah.
I'm sure they got rabbits in his area, depending on who he wants to get them from.
Big jackrabbits over
Yeah, Christine. When I had my son watch my birds. Or Christine had a question. Yeah. And you know what's funny is, so when we left and went to the Homestead convention, we hired a girl to look at our farm, to watch over it. And my son got his feelings hurt, and I said, "Boy, we had to have a little come to Jesus talk with him." I said, "You got to earn the respect to take care of something. Well, you had somebody come here before me." That's right. Next time, do it right. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's but we came back to a mess. Well, they fed like, I don't know. We have 30-gallon barrels in our quail barn.
Yeah.
And we weren't gone very long. And I mean, they fed like, I don't know, man. It's like 150 pounds of feed. And back then we didn't have but like 3 cages of quail, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, so where did it all go? It was all over the floor. It's in the poop pans. And don't get me wrong, I got good kids. It was just
Oh yeah, I know.
we got past it.
Be like me, come home to a bunch of dead birds.
Yeah, it happens.
Well, it's hard. I mean, because I know I'm pretty meticulous. Well, Hope knows I am, and I'll have several phone calls in between here and there when I'm gone. Hey, did you do this? Did you do that? And I don't know. Sometimes I guess you got to have somebody you can trust. That way you
Take
can
it
let
easy
it.
on my boys, Shane.
Huh?
Take it easy on my boys out there.
Well, it's really Gage now. He'll come.
He's a good kid.
Yeah, he wants to come help his mama because a lot of times it's just her.
And I'll be honest, like John was talking about that, and like, I had that issue. It happened. It's a bad thing. It is what it is. But we chose this life, and literally when we have someone taking care of the farm for us, they get overwhelmed really quick because like the other day I put water in one of the brooders down there, and then I came back in and they had drank 5 gallons of water overnight, and I thought, oh my God, there's a water leak in this brooder. Well, I got to looking, no, there's just a bunch of birds, and they drank all the water. It got hot in that brooder room, and people that this is not something they do every day, they get overwhelmed and they don't know. Instead of calling me while we were gone and saying, hey, I got a problem, which was, is what you need to do, don't just wing that, because I've had that problem where I've had to call Aaron, I've had to call Shane, I've called Sean and say, hey, we got problems, what do I do here? When you freak out, you got to stop for a minute, think about it, and if you don't know the answer, call someone. That'll give you the time to take that breather for a minute. Your friend will be able to reset you, calm you down a minute, and go, okay, now go back in there and look. You overlooked something. It's not as bad as what you're thinking. You just overlooked something.
And normally, somebody else has had that problem.
Yeah.
Where you think you're just. I mean, I before we got on this call today, I was asking the question about my chickens because we were in a little bit of panic this morning. You know what I mean? And Aaron, came up with something, and we think we know what it is, and we're going to address it. This lifestyle is difficult. Raising animals is difficult.
Yes.
All these people on YouTube advertising all this stuff and selling all this stuff and making it look easy. It's not. It's not easy.
No, it's ugly.
It's ugly.
No,
It's dirty.
True homesteading is ugly. It is. It's not for the faint of heart. Wintertime is one of the worst times, and summertime. I always say, like, when people get into quail early spring, and I'm gonna use quail as a reference, but they get into quail early spring, temperatures aren't too bad, so they're not really fighting flies. They're not, They're not really fighting all the issues. You got to go through all 4 seasons before you could truly decide if you want it or not.
Yep.
Because
and for us in Texas, summer. So August, we've had a really rainy season this year, right? But August it started drying out, and normally we're dry July and August. But for here, summer's tough. Like for somebody else, and like with y'all have hurricane season. I mean, you might come. Yeah, that's a whole different topic. You know what I mean? Springtime we have tornadoes and stuff, but y'all have hurricanes, and then up north they have in winter they have winter. You know, so summer. I think summer is our worst time. It gets hot, and we had a listen. I mean, we've been doing this long enough, and we had a rough August. Y'all know what happened.
yeah.
We made a mistake. We lost some birds, and shouldn't have.
Yeah.
You know?
Now, back to on the winter topic. See, Bill's talking about rabbits. Bill, most of the time your rabbits are going to be in raised cages, so I really wouldn't worry about coyotes. You typically for the wire, it's the 1x2 wire on your rabbit cages, so predators really won't get into them. As far as winterizing rabbits, again, keep them dry. If you could block the wind, then great shape. Rabbits will probably be one of your better winter animals, the easiest ones to take care of. I'm not going to speak on cattle because I'm not 100% sure on cattle, but I could tell you like your rabbits and your goats and your sheep and stuff like that. You really want to keep them hydrated, keep them with fresh water because you end up with like a lot of urinary tract issues, urinary tract infections and stuff on those types of animals without water. Quail can go a few hours without water, and when extreme temperatures for us, we'll give everybody fresh water before bed, and if it's going to freeze overnight, it's going to freeze overnight. Then you give them fresh water in the morning. Typically, like in our climate, at about 30 degrees, it'll take a good 5 to 6 hours for water to freeze. Then you start getting down to the low single zero. Let's say zero. It's probably closer to 2 hours for room temperature water to freeze. But on those animals like the goats and the sheep and the rabbits and stuff, you want them to have fresh water, and you could do something as simple as bowls for those guys. For like rabbits, if their water bottles are going to freeze, that I would be more cautious with those types of animals over quail and chickens with water because, I mean, stupid chickens, they'll peck at snow and get some hydration. Just those animals I know for sure will have some urinary tract issues. I didn't want to lose that. I thought about it. I didn't want to lose that. So sorry to interrupt.
I want to add one on Bill's where he said, so he's assuming that they can't be in garages like a quail. So actually, they can. It would be ideal and great for them in the winter because you have stackable cages because you can get the quail cages or the rabbit cages. I looked at them the other day. They actually went up at Tractor Supply. They're like $80 some now, but that's your 2x2 rabbit cage. It comes with the poop tray. It comes with a water. It comes with a feeder. It comes with the one stack for it. So the next one you buy that's $80, you put it together and you can stack them. So you can stack that cage, 4 high, 5 high, stack them as high as you want them. And you can, they work out great. I've got my rabbits in one of my barn stalls. So I have all my cages. They go around the stall. So when I go in, it's like a horseshoe. So I can walk down the inside of the stall. And I think there's 15 cages in that one stall. Then my bucks are out in the barn aisle because we have a bigger barn. We have our milking barn, and then also we have a big barn where we keep all our buck goats and our rabbits and stuff in there. The things that stink the worst, other than the quail, they stay at the big barn where all the nasty smells are. But yeah, you can keep rabbits in a garage. They're awesome, and like I said, especially if you keep them in your garage in the winter. You possibly could raise baby rabbits all year long, so you can keep piling the meat in your freezer because, like quail are quick turnover, same way with rabbits. You breed them, they have them in 30 days, 6 weeks, and you can process it 6 weeks. If you catch that right when that rabbit has her kit, then she'll breed back within 12 hours. you can rebreed her. It's kind of hard on her, but by the time those babies are weaned, you're got a mess going on. That's how people get all those rabbits that they don't tend to have.
Yeah, the only thing I'll caution you on that, and Dwight, you may can add this too, but at one time, me and Hope probably had about 200 rabbits, and we had an old barn out in the back. And if you put them things up against any building or really inside it, sometimes they'll urinate up the wall. So if you got a nice garage, I would recommend if you're putting them in there, you better hang a tarp or something behind that pen, or you will have urine everywhere. And
it stains. It stains.
Yeah, it does. You ain't getting it off. So that'd probably be the only thing I'd caution somebody on if you're going to put them indoors. You might want to look at where you're putting them and make sure you got something there because and it ain't all of them, but I had a few of them, and there's like projectiles all up the side of that tin on the side of that barn, and that stuff would eat that tin right up. It's probably the most corrosive thing you could ever put on tin.
I wish we would align. We talk about it all the time. I wish we'd align behind our quail cages in our quail barn.
Yeah,
like that painter's plastic. It's cheap. You can buy it in full, and just where you can take it down and throw it away because quail are the same way. I mean, I don't know how they shoot it, where they shoot it, but they do.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And Bill was saying that he has 4-level quail cage. He's only using half. So just don't put any like plastic waters in there for those rabbits because they're going to chew those up in a heartbeat. And you're going to have a heck of a water leak. But they make one. You can look on a rabbit. You can look on some rabbit accessories or go back to a reptile page. We use them for the breeder tubs for the rats. So you can have your bucket or your water on the outside. Your hose comes down and there's a water nipple. It's a metal nipple or a brass nipple that's got a little clip. It'll stick through the wire, and they just have to move that nipple, and drink the water from it. That way they can't eat anything like that. So those work really, really well, as long as they're not freezing off. But you got it inside, you shouldn't have a problem with that.
Yeah, that's the same kind of water system I have for these rabbits. It's got a little tire on the tube, and it comes down. It's just a little, looks like a stainless nipple sticks in there, and they just chew on it. And then, of course, the water, if you push that little tit, it'll shoot water out.
Yeah, those are awesome. When I raised all the rodents there for a while, that's all of my racks had those because I had tons and tons of rodents for a while.
They work good.
Yeah, that's what we had for our rabbits. The water nipples. I think I got them at Bass Equipment. Where I got my J feeders and my rabbit water nipples. You could get them on Amazon too. Got the hook and then the spring.
Yep.
Yeah. I wish I could figure out how to get quail to drink from those, but they can't push them as well.
Not the metal ones. They do have the plastic ones that you can get them. You could train them on them. The Bob Whites will adapt a lot better than the Coturnics because I think they're a little smarter.
Yeah, they are.
They just a tad smarter, but I mean, you could have them from day old learn how to drink off a nipple.
Yeah, the nipples, they work good.
Yeah. Water nipples not a bad thing. With Coturnics, because we primarily all raise Coturnics, that Coturnics with a water nipple usually equals a mess.
Yeah.
Number one, it's inside the cage. They're dumb. They'll go sit in front of the nipple, and they'll just keep it pressed.
He had to take a break.
Yeah. But Bob Whites, I mean, if you look at those big Bob Whites farms, like a friend Brittany at Freedom Flyers, I mean, they have just rows of pipe with nipples vertical, and them birds get under there and they just peck at it, and they learn from day olds. I mean, they come out the incubator and they go straight on shavings and with nipples. So
there's our nipple back right now.
Yeah. I mean, it's
y'all stop it.
Yeah.
Well, we're talking about winterization, so in a few months it's going to be getting a little nipply.
Nipply.
Yeah. But I think we could go ahead and call it a night. It's My watch is crazy. My watch is telling me it is 9:58.
No.
See, no, you're looking at 7:40. It's 8:40
Yeah.
here.
Yeah,
Ooh,
yeah, but my watch is telling me 9:50. I don't know what.
That's,
Uh,
that's Pacific West North time.
I don't know what it is.
You been to Washington? You been out? You been out running
hey,
around?
Aaron lives. Before I met Aaron, I didn't know there was a below New Orleans, but now I know there is a below New Orleans.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
That's got to be a new time zone.
It is below sea level.
Yes.
I am at sea level. New Orleans is below sea level. I am at sea level.
Fishbowl.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you everyone for coming and everyone rewatching this at a later time. We will be back on the 25th of October. On October 22nd, Christina and I will be on the Two Chicks Caternix. We'll be doing a live stream for their 1 year anniversary. So you can catch us there. It's a Wednesday, 6 p.m. Central, I believe the time is. But I'll be back next Saturday with should have a special guest on the live stream. I'll just have to reconfirm with her. And if anyone that's in our business Zooms, we will be on the 7th and the 21st of October. Then October 18th and 19th, we will be at Old Farmers Day in La Ranger, Louisiana. Homesteading Wives will be talking.
The boys are back in town.
Three quarters of the bearded quail men will be there with a booth set up on quail. We'll do some quail education. So we have a pretty busy October, fellas.
Oh yeah.
So I will possibly not be on the October 7th meeting. I have to have surgery that day. So, I'll probably be pretty loopy, but I
That's
can be
not
on there to cause a scene.
You normally do. You normally do. We're covering part 2 on breeder selection, so you might want to be there.
Oh, yeah, I will, because I want to know how I got the things I've got.
Well, we don't need you. Miss Sandy can get on there.
She's, I don't know where she ain't even in here. She's gone.
Yeah, she gets on there more than you.
I think she went to visit her sister.
Yeah.
Did the weight mean more than normal? Ha.
So I guess we'll see you guys next time. And don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll eventually put out something good. And I do have as a topic for the 25th as well. I got a
Thank you,
special
everyone. Have a good night.
Thank you, guys.
Adios.
Watch for deer.
All right. Oh, let's see. Hang on 1 second. I hit the wrong button to end the live stream.